All right, welcome back. It's time for Report Cards, where Bart and Chad give their grades for the Jets today. And let's begin with the offense in this 18-10 loss. Decent first half, not a decent second half. Bart, what grade you giving the offense?
I gave him a B- because I thought, of course they let some opportunities get away from them. You talk about, in the red zone. They got into the red zone 3 times in the first half. They weren't able to capitalize. They went for it on 4th down. I thought it was a bad play call. But still, they were down there and they're showing progress. So a B- because we're grading on a curve because of what we've been witnessing, in the first 6 games. I thought it was a step in the right direction. Let's see if this team, this unit, can stay healthy enough to see if they can build off of what they did today.
Chad?
I think I affected him from last week when my grades were so high, because I actually went C-.
Wow.
And the reason why isn't because of the first half. I actually thought the first half was probably as good a football as you've seen the Jets play all year. I just didn't like the fact they had 4 yards in the second half. That's inexcusable as an NFL team. You cannot have 4 yards. You can fall forward and get 4 yards.
Let me tell you, I just like when we go to our presidential debate style split screen here on this. Let's get to the defense.
Better not mute my mic, Gus.
I've got some social distancing right here.
I was going to say, nobody bring up China or any videos, please. Defense, Chad.
Start
what
talking
grade?
with my hands, though.
I'm going to give it a B. It was the most amazing. No, it was a B. You know why? Because, look, they held a very powerful team to not a lot of points, 6 field goals. That's pretty good. But, look, the Jets missed 2 interceptions. Their missed tackles are terrible. I think they lead the league in missed tackles. And look, they've lined up in some situations where they didn't help themselves. Linebackers out of position, corners, backs out of position. They've got to get that cleaned up. So I'm just going to give them a flat B.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I gave them a B+. See, I don't know how much of that is just the technique in which they're coaching. Like this whole notion that you put somebody over the guard and it's going to scare the offensive lineman to think, oh, well, we got to molly, we got to stay in tight. That doesn't really work because you got to have the play behind from the secondary to be able to have that look. That secondary guy has to be down in the box so he can think, oh, he's backed up, so he's replacing these linebackers. And that's something that you learn more as you mature as a football player and your football acumen comes up. I hope that the coaches are teaching them that, because you can have looks that don't mirror anything and it doesn't mean anything to the quarterback. But I gave them a B+ because, listen, they were able to give the offense back the ball when they needed to get it back and get a stop and stop, the Bills on 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1 and make it go to a field goal game to give their offense a chance to win. Now, listen, all the defenses I was on, good or bad, the goal was always to hold the offense to 17 or less.
No, and listen, you don't give up a touchdown. You certainly have done your job keeping your team in the game. Let's get to the special teams. Bart, what grade you giving the special teams?
I gave him a C. They really didn't do anything. I mean, the backup kid, I'm not even going to – did they say he was 50? That had to be a typo. I thought they said he was 50. I know he's from Canada, but, we don't know about the birth certificates all the time. You know what I'm saying? But, I give him a C.
Sergio Castillo.
Yeah, they really didn't do much. I know they gave up the one big return to Roberts on the naked, we call it the naked bust out. Like if you see teams over pursuing, you just go renegade and you go opposite and just try and make a play, and he made a play. He's a Pro Bowl guy. But I gave him a C. They really didn't affect the game much.
Yeah, believe it or not, I did the same thing, Bart. I gave him a C. They didn't do anything spectacular. They didn't do anything great. They didn't do anything horrible. So, that's sort of, isn't that what a C is?
That's pretty much exactly what it is. Let's get to the coaching. Obviously, the big storyline here was Adam Gase giving up the play calling to Dal Loggins. Greg Williams did his usual thing. What grade you giving the coaching staff, Chad?
I downgraded. I thought it was going to be in a B, but I downgraded to a C because of the adjustment at halftime. The offense has to adjust at halftime. They've got to be able to get some yards, take some pressure off that defense. They did a great job in the first half and not so much in the second half. And again, special teams really didn't do much. So to me, it's a bland old C.
Bart?
I gave him a B+. I gave him a B+ because I thought that, listen, they came out in the fact that he had the humility enough, whether he was forced upon him or not, he could say, you know what, I'm going to make the calls. He had the humility. You got to give it up to Greg Williams. So, Greg Williams pushes to an A. So the offense takes it to a C. An A and a C is what? A B. You know what I'm saying? So I'm right on point with mine.
We alternate weeks, so who's the harder grader? There's no question about that.
I feel like I was this week.
Maybe.
But listen, when you used to seeing God awful football and you don't have to throw up in your mouth on the game, then you know what? I go with a grade on the curve.
That's a fair point. All right,
where we're starting from.